Howdy ho, Kyle. That's off South Park. Watched that recently, very funny. I think it was like the second episode ever made or something with Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh in it. It's quite funny. If you're a South Park fan, you probably know that, and it's very, very funny. Anyway, I was chatting to a friend earlier on, really good friend of mine, and we were talking about, we were both on a very similar path, and we were talking about mindfulness and spirituality and all that good stuff. And a lot of the way of thinking is all we've got is the present, and I get that. All we are ever guaranteed is the present. You can't, live in the, you can't live in the past because the past is the past and it's gone. It's memories. You're living from memories, and you can't be living and being anxious and that in the future, because then you're working on your imagination, right? I get that. However, I've had a bit of a moment. I was thinking that's all well and good, but we all know we are a product of our environment. We're basically a product of our memories, aren't we? When you bring it down to the basics. I am a product. I can't speak for you guys, but I'm assuming you feel the same. I'm a product of my memories from any time I could remember anything to what where I am now, and that's all sort of correlates to what I've done, the people I've spent my time with. The people that have brought me up, my parents and all that kind of stuff, and my friends. I suppose your friends bring you up in a certain way as well, and your colleagues and all these kind of people that are that are in this trifle pot of life that you're plopped into, and we're all part of this thing together. And I get that, and it's important. But to say, the point I'm getting at with this is to say that all we can do is live in the present. I know this will go against a lot of the stuff I'm listening to at the minute, but I don't care. It's my thoughts, my views. I'm listening to a lot of Eckhart Tolle. I think is how you pronounce his name. Really, really good. Listen to his one of his books. It was amazing. Listen to him a bit on YouTube and that. Very, very sort of mindful, spiritual kind of guy. If those you ain't listened to, is definitely worth a listen. Some of it's a bit hard for me to understand. I have to keep going over stuff again. But it's really, really good stuff. And he talks a lot about being in the present and being conscious. And when he talks about being conscious, and bearing in mind I'm not the sharpest tool in the box, anybody who knows me, but when he talks about being conscious, it's all about being in the present and being now and being just here in life and in the wonder of all this. And being, he talks about being a watcher of your thoughts and all this kind of stuff. It's really, really powerful stuff. I love it. And that's all well and good. But I tend to, and I suppose most of us will do this. Being in the present is a wonderful thing, and it's a great thing, and being grateful and I did a video about all this kind of stuff recently, but being in a room and I've got a snoring dog who's just been spayed, but she's fine, bless her. And animals around me, all this kind of good stuff, and I'm breathing in this air, and you can move the air, you can feel it moving around you and all that, and we're breathing that in, and it's just life, and it's fascinating, but with your memories, you can't just delete them memories unless you get Alzheimer's or something like that. You're never gonna. Them memories are always going to be there. So what I tend to do is I'll tap into certain parts of memories for a strength thing. Some of the memories I don't want to remember. Sometimes I've messed up big time in the past. I don't want to keep remembering that because it's not good for my mind. Thoughts will come in. I get feelings there, not nice feelings. And that, stop thinking about that, Dave. Think about something else. That was a bad time. That was a bad thing you did. That was a silly thing you did. That whatever it was that you did at that time, you're not proud of it. Move on, right? So them kind of memories you don't want to keep going over because they're not nice. However, parts of and it's not big. I'm bigging myself up a little bit. I'm a Royal Marine Commando. How cool is that? I worked really hard to do that, and parts of that I will tap into every now and again for my strength, for my courage, for my drive, for my resilience. I'll tap into all that because that was that was forced into me over the years from a long time ago. Been in the Marines for 20 years. So all these times that I've been in different areas, different places, different countries, doing stuff and being tried and pressure tested, I've come through it. I haven't freaked out, I haven't gone mental, and I handled the situations at the time, and it was great. I'm feeling good, and I'll tap into that as David Goggins would say, and he's worth a look as well. It's brilliant. He talks about having that the cookie pot, the biscuit tin sort of thing. and all these memories that are tough, or things that you've done within your life that you can add almost like a cookie into your cookie jar. So add them in. You did something really tough that time, add it in there. You went and ran your first 10k run or whatever it was, and you raced and you got a really good time and you're dead chuffed with it. Make that into a cookie in your mind and put it in your cookie jar. So when times get tough, you can just dip into that cookie jar, pull it out and go, right, that's what I did then. That made me resilient, it made me stronger, it made me fitter, it made me faster, it made me tougher. I can handle this. Throw whatever you want at me, I've done that and I can handle it. Eat that cookie and enjoy it. Move forward. But so all these memories in your past, some of them just, don't let them all make you fully who you are. Pick and choose with them parts of their memories that have made you. Forget all the bad stuff. Try and push that to one side. I know it's going to be there, but just squidge it to one side, out of the way a little bit, and find the good, even in them bad memories. Your perception of bad. Dig into that memory a little bit and go, there must have been some good in that. There must have been some good in that. Oh, that was that. That's what I got from that. It made me tougher. It made me more empathetic. It made me understand people a bit more. It made me, look outside of myself and realise that, it might have been some when you were younger. You might realise that actually the whole world doesn't revolve around me. It's everything. It's everybody as well. There's 8 billion people on the planet. How can it just be about me? We're all living our individual experiences. But from that, I can gain, that from that experience that I became more empathetic or whatever it is. But pick and choose areas of them certain memories that you can say, actually, that was a good thing. I remember that. I can stick that in my cookie jar. That's another thing in that memory. Well, that really freaked me out that time when so and so said that, or that happened, or that time I nearly got run over by a car, or whatever it is. Dig into it and go, oh yeah, that was that. I could take that from that. That's that good part of that memory, and bang it in my cookie jar, and use. And before you know it, you got this lovely little cookie jar in your mind, full of all these things that have bettered you and helped you be stronger as a person. So if you're trying to achieve any kind of goals, or you want to talk about the fitness kind of side of things, you want to set some fitness goals for yourself. Set some SMART goals. If anyone wants to talk about that with me, just ask me and I'll tell you about setting decent, manageable goals for yourself. Make them realistic and that. Anyway, yeah, so, if you want to set these goals within your life and things that are quite challenging, when you break it all down to little bits and you've got this cookie jar of knowledge and resilience that you can tap into, you can go, I can do that. I can do that goal that I've set myself. Yeah, I can do that. Well, I did that before when I trained like this, and it made me that strong, and I could do that at the time. Yeah, it was, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. But I know if I do that kind of training and I tap into that resource and I look at that on YouTube and I read that book and I do this and I train like that and eat like that, I can get there. I can do that. So, to summarise my waffle, being in the present is an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, and do it regularly, do it daily. Always don't just react to things. Think about why things are happening. Think about things around you. Be grateful about existing, all this kind of stuff. And look at things in wonder, and look at life in awe, and just go, God, I'm a part of this, this machine called life, part of the universe. It's amazing. It's an absolute gift. Every day's a gift. But tap into areas of your past. Don't live your past, Tap into areas that make you stronger. Take out them resources and strength, put them into your cookie jar. Take that cookie jar, hold it deep within yourself, and when you need to, pop into that cookie jar. That's a nice one. That made me more empathetic that time. I need that at the moment to have that awkward chat with my young kid who's struggling at the moment. That's something, I'm going through a little bit. That made me more empathetic. I'll think about that, and I'll go and have that conversation with my child. Or, I'll do that, and all these things are in your cookie jar. So, and they say you can't, experience is priceless. Of course it is. You can't buy experience. So you live through it. So don't let the bad things in the past dictate who you are. Take the good stuff from the past, put it in your cookie jar and use it. Sound like a little rap then, doesn't it? Anyway, cheers guys. Thanks for listening. I hope that helps some people. Helps me. So maybe that will help some people. Have a great day. See you later, guys.